is gonna be okay. And I wish somebody would have told me that when I was a lot younger. See, when I was like 18, 19, 20, I always knew I wanted to have like a lot. I just wanted to be so successful. And it's not like I was really surrounded by like successful people or anything. I grew up in the hood. And then I grew up in a desert town called Lancaster, California, where everyone just stays there and doesn't really do much. But maybe because I saw my mom struggle a lot when I was younger, that I knew I wanted more for myself. I actually used to always talk about what I wanted to my friends. I always used to be like, oh, I wanted this kind of car, that kind of car. Mind you, I'm a broke teenager. I had a job, but I was still a broke teenager. And my friends quite literally sat me down and told me they don't like that I'm always bragging. How am I always bragging about things that I don't have? I don't even have these things, but okay. I actually moved away and really stopped hanging out with those girls like that because they told me I brag too much about stuff that I don't have. Can y'all believe that? Anyways, like in my early 20s, I always used to have dreams that I would have success later on in life. And when I say later on, I mean like mid 30s, 36, 37, mid to late 30s. And I used to get super discouraged, right? So I used to think like, who wants to have like a whole bunch of money and stuff when they're that old? Because you know, when you're like 22, 23, you just feel like anything over 30 is so old. So I always used to feel like, why would I want that at that age? I used to have dreams of my future self every single night. I actually had the same reoccurring dream for like a year straight every single night, y'all. And it was a dream that this guy, he was like actually my private driver, used to drive me to my house every single day. I remember still exactly what the house looks like. And I came home and I had 2 kids and a husband, but I was a lot older. And it really used to stress me out. Like I really used to make a big deal out of this. Like I want to be like so young and gorgeous and still beautiful when I have success. Like I don't want to be old. Mind you, like in my dreams, I was still a beautiful woman, but obviously I was much more mature. And by the time I was 26, after bouncing from job to job, going to school in New York for fashion design, working on sets, movie sets, commercial sets, trying to figure out like what I want to do. When I was 26, I was like, all right, like I really need to get serious. Like I'm really starting to get old. Like my dreams clearly were right. Like I'm already 26. Like they ain't nothing but 10 years away. Like from the dreams I used to have. So that's when I decided to start my fitness journey on Instagram, y'all. And still it was such an uphill battle to like try to figure out exactly where I'm going. But like I just finally accepted the fact like, all right, you know what? I might not have success until later on in life, but I'm going to learn as much as I can. I'm going to educate myself and I'm gonna build myself up as best as I can. So when I do get a little bit older in 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, I can like be someone that younger women look up to and someone that like younger women could like aspire to be, you know, when I get a lot older. And I also told myself, which made me start my fitness journey to begin with, is all right, I want to take the absolute best care of myself possible. So when I am in my late 30s, 40s, 50s, like I'm still looking absolutely amazing. And now that I'm in my 30s, I'm like, you know, I'm still so young, especially at heart. Like I feel like a child still. And all that overthinking I did like back in my early 20s was the biggest waste of time in my life, y'all. Just so y'all know, the average millionaire does not become a millionaire until they're like in their 50s, okay? You see all this like social media fluff and people flossing on the gram, y'all. People be lying so bad. And to those that have had like a crazy amount of success at a really young age, they're an anomaly. They're an anomaly. They're 1 out of every 10 million. Okay, that's just really not realistic. And everyone's journey is different, and there's nothing wrong with figuring out what you want to do in your 30s and 40s and 50s. Look at Vera Wang, look at the person that started KFC, the guy that started KFC, and so many other people in the world that literally did not start their businesses until their 40s and 50s, y'all. Consistency and self-care. All right, it's okay if you're not gonna be a millionaire by the time you're 30. It's okay if you're not married by the time you're 30. That is simply just not the path for you. Like, do not miss out on life. Granted, I've still had a very, very fun, amazing life. Like, I have had so much fun in my life. I've had so many experiences. I feel like most people will never get to have the amount of experience I had in the short amount of years that I've been here. But I've also spent so much time unnecessarily worrying. And worry and stress makes me unattractive. Like, when I'm happy, I'm so beautiful. And it's probably because like I put more into myself getting up in the morning. I put more effort into my skincare routine. I put more effort and thought into my meals. I eat healthier. I move my body more. And I just look absolutely gorgeous. And I take my vitamins, y'all. And I'm smiling more. When I'm stressed out and overthinking, like, I quite literally get ugly. Like, I'll look at myself in the mirror. I already told you guys, like, in some of my previous videos, like, the last year I've been like in a little funk. I feel so much better now. Like, I just feel great, but I look ugly. Like, I'll look in the mirror and be like, who are you? Like, I don't even recognize this person. Like, I don't know who this person is. And like, I always told myself I'm gonna put like the most effort into myself every single day. So when I am getting older, I still am just so beautiful. My mind is still young. I still look so youthful and happy. I'm not like, you know, damaged or jaded from like dating, which I'm not. Like, I would never let a man make me feel jaded. First of all, I'm still happy. But yeah, and so when I when I think about all the times that I spend stressing and overthinking and being depressed and overly scrolling on my phone, I just be like so like disappointed in myself. Like, that's not who I am. That's not the life I want to live. That's not who I want to be. Like, you're over here thinking like, oh my God, like I still gotta pour into my business for 10 more years before it's profitable. But like, if you didn't spend that time stressing and overthinking that, like, you could have just been like educating yourself, getting smarter, making sure you stay ready, making sure you look gorgeous still. And instead you decided to spend that time stressing and getting ugly and not being prepared for when that time potentially comes. I think a lot of the times, especially with women, you're used to seeing on the internet, oh, once a woman turns this age, she's not valuable anymore. Her eggs are dried up. She's overweight now. She is not attractive anymore. I said that would never be true for me, period. First of all, that will never ever be true for me. And I'm gonna pour into myself the best I can, so I just always look beautiful. My goal is to never try to look like, I'm not trying to look like I'm 20 years old. I'm trying to look beautiful at my age that I am. So for me, having like a self-care routine is more important than like anything. So I work out every day. I do my skincare routine every day. I make sure I pour into myself every single day. So I'm not saying every day is gonna be perfect. Obviously, like, it's life. You're gonna have good days and you're gonna have bad days. But y'all, I promise, like, if you just continuously pour into yourself on a consistent basis every day, if you can, it will just take you like so much further in life. Like, I know, like, it's so many 26-year-olds, 29-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 35-year-olds right now thinking like, oh my God, like, I'm not where I want to be. It's gonna be okay. It's literally gonna be okay. And worrying is not gonna get you nowhere. The best thing you can do really is to just put one foot forward and continuously invest in yourself. And if you're broke as hell and you feel like I can't even afford to invest in myself, you can afford to invest something. You can afford to get up and go exercise. You can afford to go for a run. You can afford to say affirmations to yourself in the mirror every day, trust me, you can afford something to like pour into yourself every single day, because everything pouring into yourself does not cost money. Most of it is actually free. If I could give you another piece of advice, it would be to just don't be afraid to try new things. I've had so many jobs. I've made so many different like career choices. I went to school for fashion design because I never know what I wanted to do. Like, I don't put limits on myself. Like, if I want to try something new, I'm gonna try something new. If I want to try something new tomorrow, I will try something new tomorrow. If I want to start a fitness clothing brand tomorrow, I'm gonna do that. Even though I have a skincare brand, I just don't put limits on myself, because at the end of the day, I don't want to feel like I missed out. And I know like a lot of people have no idea what they want to do in life. And I used to be really like envious of people who knew like they wanted to be a doctor. They knew they wanted to do this. And I'm like, well, how do you know what you want to do? Like, there's so many things to do. And the only way you will like figure out what purpose that you're meant to be following is if you really start to pour into yourself every single day, try new things, and like really get into your faith or spirituality. You know, that's really the only way. You cannot be afraid to try new things, and you have to pour into yourself every single day. You have to. That's how I found what I wanted to do. That's how I got on my path, is I just started taking care of myself. I realized like I love herbs, I love skincare, and I love working out. I love pouring into myself. So I just knew that after a while that would just be like what I do for life. Like, that is my career. And in the end, it all worked itself out, and I'm still not where I want to be. And sometimes I have moments where I plateau and stuff like that, but I'm still moving in the right direction very purposefully, and I've been very consistent for the last 8 years in what I'm doing. So don't feel discouraged if you're still confused. Do not feel discouraged if you still live at home with your parents, if you have to move back in with your parents. Like, it's gonna be okay. It's a part of life. You just have to take certain things to the chin and keep it pushing. Like, really, everything is gonna be okay. Like, if you're still living with your parents at 27, stack and save as much money as you can. I still lived at home. I lived with my mom for a really long time. Granted, I lived with my mom until I was 30, but granted, I paid bills, okay? So it wasn't like I didn't help my mom, but I was broke as hell until I was like 28, 29. I quite literally did not start getting money until I was 29. I started getting money at 29. You know how hard it is being broke as hell at 28? Not knowing what you wanted to do? It's because I was too busy spending my time overthinking. Y'all have to stop overthinking. You just have to do. And that's why now I live by like, I just go for it and I figure everything else out later. Because you'll spend so much time like overthinking and just quite literally wasting your whole entire life. And I told myself like, I'm not gonna do that no more. So when I had an idea to start a skincare brand, when I decided to start selling body oil, I was not about to sit up and try to write out no whole business plan and figure stuff out. Because if I do, then I'll just be overthinking forever. I just go for it, and I just know that if it's meant for me, it's gonna work out. If it's not, then it won't work out, and on to the next. But don't spend too much time like overthinking your life situation. Our minds are quite literally what destroy us. Is we spend so much time in our mind instead of actually doing. We spend so much time reading self-help books and watching motivational videos and stuff, but we're not actually acting on the things that we're watching or the things that people are telling us. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with like reading books and watching videos. Is great. I watch videos all the time, but you have to actually apply the things that you're listening to. So yeah, y'all, that's all I wanted to say. Today is, I don't even remember the date, day 16 of me posting on YouTube every single day. And I didn't know what I wanted to, I still don't know quite, I'm not 100% positive what I want my channel to be focused on, but every day we're getting there a little bit more. I just wake up every day, prop up my camera and be like, okay, I gotta make a video today because I'm dedicated to this. Okay, so I really suggest that people do the same thing. Every day, wake up in the morning and dedicate to figuring out what you want to do, trying something new, or posting on social media every day if that's what you want. However you want your life to potentially look. I can't even talk more. However you potentially want your life to look at. Anyways, that is enough for today because now I'm stuttering over my words, and I will see you guys on the next video.